Hey everyone, I'm Mackenzie Brown, and the food that I chose was my grandma's stuffing. Um, why this food has meaning to me is because every single year at Thanksgiving, we celebrate at my grandma's house, um, and she always makes an array of dishes, but her stuffing has always been my personal favorite and has been in the family for a really long time. Her great grandma would make it at their Thanksgiving meals, and I grew up eating it every year, and I thought that I would make a video on it. So, the history behind why this food is important to me, my family, my culture, um, is because Thanksgiving is a very well known holiday. Most people in America celebrate Thanksgiving. It's been around for almost 250 years. Though the true facts behind the original Thanksgiving are horrible and terrible, the holiday is still celebrated nationally. Stuffing itself dates back to ancient Rome, and it wasn't clear if it was a part of their Thanksgiving meal, but it started being more widely used um, at a traditional Thanksgiving meal in the 1800s. I'm not exactly sure when this specific stuffing recipe came a part of my family, but like I had said before, my grandma ate it, her grandma ate it, her great grandma ate it. So it's been a long time that it's been in my family. So the nutrition facts um, of this stuffing recipe is the calorie count for one serving is 55 calories. The macronutrient content, so your fats, your protein, your carbs, fat content is 3.4 grams of fat per serving, zero point 0.8 grams of protein per serving, and 5.3 grams of carbs per serving. And then two of the highest micronutrients that are in this stuffing recipe are 19 milligrams of potassium and 8.5 milligrams of calcium. So I would not necessarily describe this food as a healthy option, as most Thanksgiving meal options are not very healthy. This food is very high in fat, carbs, and sodium, and eating foods like this in moderation definitely are okay. Eating any food in moderation is okay, but typically on Thanksgiving, you're going back for seconds, thirds, sometimes even fourths, and a Thanksgiving meal is just so big that most people, when they eat stuffing, they eat it in big helpings. So if people were to take the more recommended serving size, then I think it would be okay in moderation, but since it is Thanksgiving, then I don't think very many people are doing that. So to me, I don't think stuffing is a very healthy option, according to the nutrition facts label and how the serving size is only 1 ounce. So, this food has grown and prepared this is like an example of how the food is grown and prepared and how the food is consumed. So stuffing has a lot of different ingredients that are combined in it to make stuffing. So most stuffing recipes consist of bread, vegetables, herbs, broth, and egg. Bread obviously comes from grains and wheat. Vegetables come from gardens or farms. Herbs are also grown from gardens or farms, and broth can be made from chicken, beef, or vegetables, herbs, etc. And broth's typically made like in the home or in like a factory and such. So, and obviously eggs come from chickens that live on farms. So that is how stuffing, like the ingredients are all prepared and made together to make stuffing. Stuffing is typically consumed with turkey, mashed potatoes, cranberry sauce, gravy, etc. Your typical Thanksgiving dishes, or it can just be consumed alone. It just is based off personal preference, but I know me personally, I like to put gravy on my stuffing and eat it with some turkey as well. But I know that some people like cranberry sauce and other stuff like that. So the interview that I had was with my dad, so my grandma's son, who my grandma's the one who makes the stuffing. So I interviewed my dad. So I asked him how often he consumes stuffing, he said usually once or twice a year at my grandma's Thanksgiving. His favorite manner of consumption is also with gravy and turkey, just like me. My dad said, I asked him what this food stuffing means to him. And he said it means Thanksgiving, a time to celebrate with family. He says that he enjoys celebrating with family since we are further away from them now. My parents moved to Tennessee my freshman year of college, so almost 3-4 years ago. So it's harder to get together and have a big Thanksgiving with family. So he likes that we get to have like a special time to eat and chat and catch up. I asked him how this food has been a part of his childhood growing up, and he said this food was important to him and his family because it was obviously in the family since before he was born, and way before that, actually, before my grandma was born. So he likes that the recipe has been around for a long time. He said that his mom made it along with his grandma, and many other relatives have made it as well because my grandma has shared her stuffing recipe with some of the family. He said my grandma, so his mom, came from a really big family. There was, I believe, 11 or 13 children that my great grandma had. So they would make stuffing more regularly since it was like a cheap thing to make when they were all living together, since it's a lot of kids. So they wouldn't just consume it on Thanksgiving, but they would have it more often than that. I also asked my dad if he makes the recipe for our family, and he said no, because my dad doesn't necessarily cook all that often, but my mom has made the recipe before. And we typically don't have this food at any other point than Thanksgiving, and my grandma usually makes it, so my mom has only made it like once or twice before. But yeah, that's pretty much all the information that I have about my grandma's stuffing recipe, and I hope you all enjoyed. Thanks!